Okay. We are getting started with Stanky Fried, a new sorceress. I know I'm bouncing around a little bit, but I'm just having fun waiting for the launch of point 5 now in 3 weeks.
I'm glad to see another. The miller, when I was fit now, I would appreciate it if you could.
Listening to a lot of the guys talking online, it is sounding more and more like we may not get a new class. So I played Druid through 90% of this X pack. Had a lot of fun with it. And I'll probably play a little bit of plant-based Druid in point 5 just because it's such a great build, so easy to play. And I'll probably definitely play Mercenary again because it is, in my opinion, the most powerful class in the game. You're looking for a class that can get you to the end game without you ever dying. Mercenary is definitely the one. Grenades are just off the charts powerful. But I do want to look at, I've been looking at Witch with a minion build. Extremely fun, extremely powerful. So Witch is definitely one I might play. And I do like Sorceress as well. So wanted to give Sorceress a chance. I haven't played it in quite a while. I mean, it's probably been over a year since I played Sorceress. And I'm enjoying this process because it's like relearning characters I haven't played in so long. And it's making a lot of fun. Got nothing else to do right now because we're all waiting for the X-Pack. And the current game is kind of dead anyway because we've all reached endgame. We've done what we wanted to do. And since endgame is going to change evidently so much in 3 weeks, why not have fun leveling up? Relearning these characters that I haven't played in so long. So early on with the Sorceress, I'm going to really go defense heavy. I just don't want to get into a situation where I'm just too squishy. And I think the damage, especially in the earlier levels, is high enough to carry you. You just really want to make sure you're not too squishy in the gameplay. I will be doing the standard flame wall and tossing spark through it. I think just like everyone does for the first few levels. And then basically in Act 2 or 3, I'll really settle down and figure out how I want to play it. Again, I'm relearning it right now. And so there's no hurry on my end. Oh, I dodged it. Okay. Not hitting real hard, but it was fine. Got through him without any real danger, which is good. Now my bags are all messed up. I'm not really sure what's going on this week. Seems like some of my bags are missing. Half of them are remove only, even though all those bags were a week ago league bags that I can put things in. So as far as I know, the league didn't end. I should still have access, but I'll show you. Remove only, remove only, remove only. This is on the league. I'm not sure why these are remove only right now. So it's a little weird, and like I said, I seem to have bags missing. So I'm really not sure what to do about that. I've been having to pop things in here. Luckily, my gold's still there, so I can buy from the vendor if there's anything worth buying. But it is a little irritating. Alright. So it's armor evasion. Yeah. I'll put that belt on. I appreciate a free belt.
Yes. These are just some.
See if she has anything. It's probably a little too early to hope that I can get a plus to spells, right? I would love to see a plus to spells this early, but that's probably not going to happen. So we'll fire belt or freezing shards. 59% spell damage. I'll use that. Mana regeneration, lightning resistance, and maximum mana, maximum life, lightning resistance. Awesome.
Stay safe.
So those are nice starting things for me to put on. Let's see what old boy has here for me. Any energy shield worth talking about. 22 energy shield. Evasion rating and energy shield. Lots of evasion rating. Oh, 32 energy shield. Melee skills, see, plus, yeah, but +2 to all melee skills. Great. That's awesome. That, any gloves worth talking about? Evasion rating, energy shield 9, energy shield 9. 2 mana per enemy killed. Put them on. Maximum life, cold resistance. Movement speed, wow, and cold resistance. Cool. And yeah, I'll probably just pick this up. Not perfect for me, but better than being naked. Okay. Really good start. Lucky with the vendors there. Appreciate that. Oh, and I gotta sell that. Yeah, I'm just dumping things into this bag because, like I said, my bags seem to be broken.
Hello. Hi.
And then we will go flame wall. Alright. And I'm not even going to put any support gems in yet. Just going to go, I should be able to make it through the first 2 or 3 zones without having to worry about support gems. If I'm wrong about that, then I will come back and start thinking about that too. Oh, I should check, because these are so bad. 10 of 60 and 10 of 60. Okay. Yep. Nothing.
Stay safe if you can.
Here we go. So, I'm going to keep this simple. There we go. And it's going to be just a standard rotation of Flame Wall and Spark. For probably 3 or 4 levels, I'm thinking.
An ancient current still alive within this earth.
Alright. Look at those, see if there's anything better than what I'm wearing. Yeah, luckily, well, I took today off from work sick, having a really bad day, but figured I'd get on, make some time.
I have received reports of a number of villagers hiding at the Clearfell logging site. Travel there and convey my order to return.
Frostbomb
Anyone
is
refusing my authority should be considered a traitor and a criminal. Deal with them as you see
something I will use, so I might as well get the gem. Man, I missed him like every time. Gotta pay attention. I did get some mana increases with the gear I bought, so that should help. But I'm just button smashing the spark right now, and I'm not having any issues so far with mana. Now that will change as soon as I start getting better gear, or better gems if I do not get better gear. So I have to keep that in mind. But I would rather have better spells and mana issues than not. It's a good problem to have. Oh, I hear you. Where are you at? At this level, I'm a little worried. I think the ice switch down here might be a problem for me. But worst thing that can happen is you die, right? So, and I'm about to level again. Did they make leveling quicker? Because it seems like going through these reworks, I'm leveling much quicker than I remember leveling before. Energy Shield 28. Ooh. Well, it's a push. Except that 16 to max life is nice. So I think that's better. The Energy Shield will even out both of them at 28, but I would rather have more max life than armor. And I'm just going to level up before I fight her. Because I'm so close. Get some more energy shield. Thank you. And let's go fight her real quick. Alright. And I don't even know if Frostbomb will work on her. Lag is not fun. I can't see what she's casting. Easy day. Easy, easy, easy. Alright. We'll get our 10 to cold resistance. Don't care about that. Look at that. Don't care about evasion rating. So now we gotta go over and find the dungeon. Should be over this way, but we'll clear the map just for some extra XP at this level. See if we can level up once more before we get to the woods. I like just keeping constant movement, making it hard for them to target me. Just keep moving around. Try to get my flame wall so my spark goes through it. Target her. And so far it's been a pretty easy day. I think some of the most powerful screen clearing builds I've seen have come through the Sorceress. It's no secret. They're a lot of fun to play with. I've seen streamers out there creating these monstrous builds with like Comet and Cast on Crit that just crazy destruction. I'm not going to do really any expensive builds with this. Like I said, this is for fun before we go into the X-Pack. But I can see why the Sorceress is so many people's favorite character. I've played it to endgame myself, and it's a lot of fun. There's something about seeing that lightning light up a whole screen, or even Frost is kind of fun. I actually played Frost on one Sorceress up to like at the time it was Act 3 and into Cruel, using Frost just as a safety measure because it was so nice to freeze everything in place. Didn't really have the destructive power that lightning builds do, but it felt extremely safe. Alright, Mud Pearl. Anything here to kill? Let's blow these guys up. Why not? And with that, we've cleared the whole zone. Everything dead. And we're going to level before we should level before we get to the boss and the Mud Pearl.
Disgusting. Everything is wet and vile in August.
Hitting the wrong buttons. I like playing with the joystick. I have my PS5 joystick hooked up to my computer. And I like playing with muscle memory. And what I found funny over the last few days doing these relaunches is that, or restarts, is even though I haven't played this class in so long, I still have the same muscle memory I had evidently the last time I played it. Because I automatically reach for a spell that's on a different button this time. Okay. Come on, I know there's one here somewhere. And I'll probably carry staff the majority of the way through, looking for a big like +6, +7 onto spells. Usually don't find that until I get to the interlude. Every once in a while you can find one on the player's marketplace that's not too expensive. But when you start stacking those spells while you are hitting extremely hard for your level, do realize that your mana will drain really fast. Alright, so energy shield, 15%. I'll probably go recharge rate. Even though I'm real tempted. Yeah, let's go recharge rate first, and then we'll pop up here to the really big 30% increase in maximum energy shield. And again, I'm just worried about being squishy. And you see the damage at this level doesn't really need a lot of improvement. And if I ever get to a point, say around level 30 or 40, where I'm like, wait a minute, I'm not hitting hard anymore. I can do two things, right? I can either come back here and pump some points into spell damage, which at that time might help me. Or I can just respec and say, you know what, I get really good energy shield on my current build because of my gear, so I can just respec into spell damage. Not a big deal either way. And when you pair that with the fact that your in-game build, even your mid-game build, should be different than your leveling build, you're going to respec anyway. Didn't want to take that poison hit. Oh, stop moving. You tail. Really? Jerk. Detail. Reminds me, when I was a kid, we had this show, Fantasy Island, and you had this little guy who's always The plane, the plane. That's what she sounds like to me. Detail. Alright. Not perfectly smooth, but no real danger there. We did fine.
I have wandered the Vestiri. This was not a
Okay.
challenge.
Yeah, not good. Not for me. Don't care. And don't care. Now, this I will take, because I'm going to take that apart at the workbench. And that's funny. It's been so long since I played this, I forgot about those dropping.
You will burn.
But dang, that dropped pretty far away, didn't it? Alright, let's just go back. Oh, I'll kill you before I go. Thanks for the free XP. Alright. So, like I said, I'm going to look at these. Yeah, what I got better, what I have on is better. A push, I'll look at cold resistance in a couple more zones. Don't really care about it right now. So, turn in the quest. Support gem, nice. And we will take this apart. Nice, 2 shards. And I wish I could put that in right now. So irritating. So irritating. Alright. And taking these in case I see a strong box, I will start juicing my boxes. So it's a good thing to take some of these with you. That's all I'm going to take for now. Let's disenchant this stuff. Ah, wrong one. Dumb. Okay. Now, support gem. Spark. Pierce is nice. I like that. Prolonged is nice at this level. Don't really care about Frostbomb right now. So I'm going to take Pierce. And then I'm going to first go into Spark. And since I do have level 2s, I know I do, somewhere in here, I'm going to go ahead and pick these up. And pretty good start so far. Again, easy levels right now. And let's go to the Grailwood, kill some werewolves, meet Sin for the first time. The only thing I don't like about Flame Wall is I do feel like it makes me a little immobile. That I'm wanting to cast behind it. And you really, like, let's just do this. You really don't need the Flame Wall all the time, but it does do massive amount more damage. But at this level, just the Spark. Okay, let's get her out of the way.
Vile sorcery hangs on the air.
It is vile sorcery, that's for sure. Easy day. Support gem, good. And we're gonna do I do like the circle, and the 40% less damage is pretty significant, but you're getting most of your damage from this from Spark. And so the fortress allows you to put it around a boss and then walk around that boss as you're blasting them. Zenith is nice too. Yeah, so I'm going to go Zenith for now into Spark. And I should look at these. 70 mana, 10 of 65. And 90 life, 10 of 65. So even though those are gray, those are little upgrades. Now I have to remind myself I don't have any flasks right now. Get out of the poison, stay away from the flashing purple stuff. Yeah, not worth it. So it's like once you use Flame Wall is great for a boss, but when you're just mowing these guys down out here, I like moving. I love moving around. Now, one thing I used to do at this level was basically act like a witch a little bit. For a little meat shield, I would carry a wand and a scepter to get those 2 free minions in front of me. But that was when the game was much more difficult. I don't think it's really required now. I may change my tune in a few levels. I don't know. But they've either really tuned us up or really down-tuned the game. It's just not as difficult as it used to be. So again, I'm just staying moving. As soon as they get me in their sights, I'm already out of it. Just moving away, so it's harder for them to hit me. And you see, even with the level 2 gems, you notice my mana is quite different now. Now, to be fair, I'm just holding these buttons down. So, for as much as I'm using that spark, my mana is doing pretty well. A bunch of them coming. I'm going to lay down Frost Bomb and the wall. Easy day. Now the next level should be very nice. Again, hitting the wrong button from my wall there. It's fine, my muscles will get used to it soon enough. Look at the difference there with the flame wall. Such a big difference. Gonna have to remember also what spirit gems to pick up. And I haven't played this class in a year. Seems like a year. It must be. Maybe last spring, last summer. Maybe last fall, but I don't think so. I think it was longer. Red Veil. I'm going to pick up the waypoint. I like picking up all my waypoints as soon as I can.
I thought the Ezomites buried their dead. This must have been...
So I still need to find the Grim Tangle and the tree. Oh, and the boss here. So I have 3 more points of interest I gotta find. And I'm back up to my 6 and 6 recharges now for my life and my mana. Luckily, I didn't find myself in a situation where I got in trouble there. That would have been... I would have been kicking myself for that, if that happened. Normally, if you pick up a flask, it's best just to port back to town and refill it at the well. But, honestly, we're on the 3rd zone here. Just... not too difficult. And I'm trying to remember, have we found the circle yet? For this zone? I don't think we did. So we might have that point of interest to search out too. Maybe we did. It's all just a blur. I hate this poison that these guys leave behind. Didn't even see him sitting there. Spark is an amazing skill, even through the end game. But in the early levels of the game, it is so nice to have Spark. And so far, I'm not feeling very squishy because I have put all my points into the energy shield. Now, don't get real comfortable if you do this because that can change quickly. We constantly want to be looking for that better gear, that energy shield gear. Better rings and necklaces. Plus the spells, huge. If you can find that gear. But again, if you do find that gear, if you're lucky enough, be aware of your mana. Even up +2 to 3 to spells will start draining your mana much quicker. Here's the Grim Tangle. Again, when you my recommendation, as soon as you find these, pick up the waypoint. It takes 30 seconds. And then later on, you won't have to search for them again. Especially if you're brand new to the game, when you go to the Red Veil, it may take a while to get through that. The boss fight out there can be challenging if you don't have gold to buy gear like you saw me do. If you don't have gear in your stash that you can use, and you're relying on just the gear you find, the boss of Red Veil could be pretty difficult sometimes.
This tree has an abundance of energy. What happened? There's a friendly room. I'll wait here.
So she just told us to go to the Red Veil. I want to find the boss here first and kill the boss. And then we'll go to the Red Veil. Again, I don't mind clearing maps either. I'm never in a rush to get to the end game right away. I enjoy leveling, especially with the current end game. I'm not a fan of it at all. I don't think most people are. It's very repetitive. It's not fun. Once you clear the content once, it's like, okay, now I'm supposed to sit and do this over and over for each character I clear. And I like leveling almost every class up to the end game. So while I'm leveling, I just decided to have fun. Go ahead and clear the zones as much as you want. See what gear you find. See what drops you get. It's a game. I don't want to feel rushed. I want to have fun doing it. Hey guys, how y'all doing? Nice to see ya. But I am amazed. I watched a race they did, I think, last week where these guys get from level 1 to the end game in 2 hours. It's like 2 hours and a half, something like that. It's insanely fast. It's impressive. So you can appreciate what other folks do, even if it's not your gameplay style. It's amazing how good those guys are at doing that. Alright, here's the boss. Finally. Okay, we're just gonna wait for him to come out, launch his stuff, and now we'll light him up. Here's where I wish I had the circle wall. Because if you have the circle wall, you can just rotate around them. Alright. Orb of Og. Skill gem level 2. Nice. Don't care, don't care, don't care. Okay. Let's look at these. 6 to intelligence. Yeah. And I really don't even see. I can't use this because I'm carrying a two-hander already. But that 26 to spell damage at this level would be really nice. And since I've already got these going, really not good for me. I'm looking forward to Frostbolt, definitely. There used to be a thing with Snap, I remember. And of course, later on, I'll definitely have Orb of Storms. Even by the time you get to the Count, the final boss of Act 1, Orb of Storm is nice. And later on, I usually pick up Ember Fuselage as well because it's just so good. It hits like a truck. But it depends on the rotation that you build of whether or not you will pick that up and use it. But I remember what Snap was. I think we used to find Fire Frostbolt and then hit Snap to make it explode right on them, I believe. Again, it's been a while since I've played a Sorceress, but...
Not yet.
So we're going to the Red Veil. We've cleared that whole map. We got everything in there. If you're brand new to the game, you can just go back to your map, the quests on top, and then look at the area that you were just in. And for some reason, the Tree of Souls is still lit up, probably because we haven't had a chance to get the count or the hooded one free of that yet. But you can look and see, okay, I got the boss, I got the witch hut, I got the witch. All that stuff is clear. And then you know, okay, I got everything in that zone, I can move on. Now, this zone is fun. A lot of mobs, a lot of killing, a lot of XP. An elite, that's nice to see. Would you go away? Thank you. He's hitting me hard. There we go. Man, he hit me hard there a couple times. I was paying attention to his big purple things. Alright, 30% increased maximum energy shield. Very nice. And 10 to intelligence. Very nice. Now here, I can either come up to and keep going to my energy shield, which isn't a bad way to go, or I can come over for my mana, and I'll probably come over for my mana, because this is 4 levels, and in the next 3 levels, and in the next 3 levels, I will need help with my mana. Going to start getting level 3 gems, and my mana is going to drain much quicker, so it's a good idea, in my opinion, to pick these up. And you'll kind of see the theme I'm going to go with here in the early, all through Act 1 and into Act 2, a lot of defense, a lot of mana, really focusing on making sure I'm not squishy and I can cast all the spells I need to do to win. I think Sorceress is a real fun character to play, but it's also one you got to put some thought into. You're going to be using some more complex rotations. And it's funny, usually I am a fan of this game with the 2 or 3 button rotations. I really am. Especially at the higher level when I'm dodging hundreds of... And I'm going to take that. I'm not going to use it, I don't think. Oh, I am going to use it. But if you see quality on a flask, take that flask even if you don't want to use it. You go back to the workbench and you can take that apart for the little glass bulbils that will allow you to improve your high-end flask. So it may not make sense if you're just starting out, but trust me, pick those up and do that, because those are pretty rare. I don't see those dropping that often in the game. And so especially in these early levels, when you see quality flasks, go ahead and do that. And I may show you what I mean with this one instead of using it, just so I give you an example.
I need more time.
especially with the rework. Well, in the league, you're not going to be using the characters you play right now in the league. When the new game comes out, when .5 comes out, you're going to roll a character for the league that doesn't have access to any of your current stashes. It doesn't have access to any of your current gear, anything like that. And a character you make now, you won't be able to use in the league. But it's good to go through this process and really learn how to play the game. I know a lot of folks think this game is really difficult, and at one time it was. I don't think it's that difficult anymore. But there are complications with how to construct gear, which I hate. How to fine-tune your character towards the end. How to do simple things like improve those flasks. And while grinding gear is amazing, I really love the company. I love the game that they put out. They do not do a good job of explaining to new players how to play the game. I mean, you saw the very first zone. That was basically your walkthrough on how to play the game, and there was no instructions. Hey, put on this gem. Here's a staff for you. Put this on. Oh, and by the way, here's a one support gem. So for new players, I would love this game to become more popular. I really would. And I would love them to put in some sort of system to train. Hey, here's how to play our game a little bit. Walkthroughs would be excellent. Now they are getting better. This expansion, they put in the temple that walks you through a little bit. Hey, this is how you improve your gear. But what I found funny is, okay, you don't really show us the way that we have to do it in game. Is these pedestals that do it for you. And while that shows you that your gear can be improved, it really doesn't show you how you're supposed to do it in game, which is an extremely just wonky process. I'll keep it nice and I'll say wonky process. Alright, we got the first of the three.
No matter.
But they're making... So... Why did my... That was weird. And the game paused. It's freezing up. Gotta wonder, why did my sparks freeze everybody there? I don't have any frost on my... on any of my gear, do I? Just spell damage. Mana. Lightning resistance. No. I have no idea why my sparks would have froze those guys like that. I think there was a leftover glitch from the previous fight I had, because that should not have happened. And you'll notice I am back to using the flame wall a lot more here. There's so many mobs, as those sparks go off screen, you could definitely find yourself killing targets ahead of time, which is nice. I should probably put something on that increases the speed of that frost bomb at these early levels, because by the time it goes off, I'm already done killing these guys. Did I get another support gem? I don't know if I did. See, like, look at me pulling these guys way off screen here. Pulling more. That's good stuff right there. It really is. Let me see. No support gem. Okay. I was hoping for a support gem, and then I would just go ahead and see if I could speed up that frost bomb. Another level. That's good. We'll take that. And 2 of 3. So again, I'm going to come over for my mana regen, start pumping into that. Even though it doesn't feel like I need it right now, in the next level or 2, I will definitely need it. It's just going to happen. And we can't really respec until we get the count. Or not the count, but I keep saying that. The hooded one. Back from the tree. Watching my mana to see how I'm doing right now. Bad placement of that wall. There we go. And there's our final. The Iron Ring really is hardly ever going to help us, but we're going to look at it because I do have a ring slot empty. It's normally going to give you like strength or attack damage. And we don't do attacks, we cast spells. Yeah, see, 1 to 4 physical damage to attacks. Does not help us at all. Our spells are not attacks. Attacks come from physical weapons, like melee weapons. Armor, don't care. And I'm going to clear over here. Again, I'm never in a rush. I know where it's at. We did just level, so we're not going to level again before we fight the boss. Trying to stay out of their stupid poison. That little guy, he was either real lucky or real tough. My sparks were flying all around him and not hitting him at all. I knew I was hitting somebody, I just didn't know where they were. Okay. Come back up here. Now, if you do have, like, this might be a good example. If you do have, so you see how this is gray, and it really doesn't give you anything. And you have room in your bags, which I don't. You can pick that up. I want to get rid of that. Don't want to get rid of that because I'm going to take them apart. Don't care about that. So I'm going to pick that up just to show you something when we get back to town. Because the gray gear, especially if you see it has a really good stat that you just really want. you would normally pass by it and think, okay, this isn't good. But there are times when you're just not finding the gear you need, and you can pick up that great gear and modify it to really make it a much better piece of gear that would far surpass what you currently have. Okay, this fight could be difficult. Hopefully I'm not squishy and I can get through it. Come on. Not a good start, letting him hit me like that. Alright, he's gonna call a bunch of guys. That's alright. We just want to stay out of his big hits and keep wearing him down. Ooh, that wasn't good. I walked right into the spear, and he went down. So good, good, good. And that's why I do put everything in an energy shield right away. It does make my life easier. Yeah. So I'm definitely taking that uncut skill gem. That ring is worthless to us. And I would like to take that plate just to take it apart. Attuned 1, level 3 mana drain, 14 intelligence. Really not what I'm looking for. Armor, don't care. But do I have something I can drop? Oh no, that's evasion rating. That's crap. Don't even know why I looked at that since it's evasion rating. Making room. Want to keep that one. Oh, I don't need that. What am I doing? Okay. Making room in my bags. Just so I can take this apart. Now, next process is a little weird. You got to bounce back and forth. But first, I'm going to show you what I was talking about. So the workbench, our salvage bench. Whenever you get this quality, you can take it apart. Now, this is an improvement for me, but I'm just going to show you what I'm talking about. I'm going to salvage this, and it gave me 2 glass blowers baubles. Those I can use. I can click on those and put them on my flasks to make them better. I recommend you save these up until at least like the interlude and you get really good flasks, and then improve your flasks with those. Anything that's socketed you can take apart, and you see for that I just got a shard, an artificer's shard that you will turn into an orb, to this orb that you can slot your gear and add things to them to improve the gear. In the earlier levels, especially when you're just starting out, it's a really good idea to do that. Alright, see, these are nice, and even though my energy shield goes down by 3, I get, on the old blue gloves, I get 2 mana per enemy killed, and that's nice, but I get that replaced with these gold, and I get 12 to maximum mana and lightning damage off to attacks. Remember, we're not doing attacks, but they're still better than what I have on, so I'm going to put those on. Okay. What I was talking about with this wand, if you are just having a real hard time, you can pick something like that up, improve it, and you can start using these orbs to add different modifiers to them to see. If you get one like this and it has like +2 to spells, oh man, right? Then you can start pumping that up, replacing plus the spells is going to probably outdo almost any other stat you get on a weapon. It just is. It's just so much more powerful. Because if you look at my skills now, like right now I'm using a level 2 spark. If I had a weapon that had +2 to spells, that would automatically be a level 4 spell. All of these would. So keep your eyes out for the plus to spells. It's a huge benefit.
Sorry.
In the meantime, I'm just gonna get rid of these. I don't need them. Then I'm gonna turn these 3 things we just got from the Red Veil into Renly. Now, before I go back and continue the quest setup we're on, always check the vendor whenever you can remember. Usually, I think it's every 2 levels, the vendor's gear will change for you. And you can find some really good gear with these vendors. And you'll see I'm referencing back to gear all the time. The biggest challenge in this game is the gear. It really is. The biggest challenge to this game is the gear. Like Energy Shield 52, nice. Energy Shield, that is a nice upgrade. For my level, that's a huge upgrade, so I will buy that. 19. Now, if I was a witch, I would be hooting and hollering right now. This Twig Circlet of the Taskmaster has 2 things that I love. It's already slotted, so I can put an improvement on it, and it has +1 to all minion skills. So if you're running minions, it makes them all 1 level higher than what they actually are. That's really great. Energy Shield 19, max life, rarity of items found. I would almost rather have that, but I'm not gonna, because mine has 32 Energy Shield, and I haven't improved it at all, and I won't because it's so low level. But rarity of items is a big bonus. It doesn't seem like it, but it really is. Armor, Energy Shield 9. Yeah, ours is better just because of the added benefits. But man, so far I can't get too angry. 10% movement speed, max life, max mana, cold resistance, lightning resistance. So again, we're downgrading our energy shield, right? But yeah, I'm gonna buy those because everything else right now is just so much better. So we're having really good luck with the gear. Really good luck with the gear. Gonna go back to Una, and I don't sell this gear. What I'll do is disenchant it. Or actually, that's 6% quality. I'm not going to disenchant that because it's much more beneficial to me long term to take that quality gear apart at the bench. And our bag space is very limited. Now, when you do slot a gear with this orb, like I showed you, you'll find these runes that allow you to add these benefits. So you see this says martial weapon, 4 to 6 fire damage. Wand or staff, 6% damage is extra fire damage. Armor, 10% to fire resistance. The resistances are huge, especially until you find really good resistance gear. You really want your resistances to be up. Okay. Again, if you played the game for a while, you know all this. But I'm kind of gearing this mainly for new players. Put these level 2s away. I'm going to keep these things in my bag for juicing purposes, and if I find a strong box, I'll show you what that means. And I know I have some level 3s in here. I'm tempted to pick up Orb of Storms right now, even though that's probably not the best play. Why not? Go ahead and socket that in. And I will end up replacing stuff later on. You'll notice right now I'm not even using my staff. When I play the witch, I usually don't use the weapons. And I do have to start thinking about what support gems I'm going to put into these, because I'm going to start needing them pretty soon. No huge rush. I did put these in my bags. 40 max mana, freezing shards. Damage is extra cold damage. But so again, that level 3 freezing shard is definitely better than what I have, right? But so I'm going to show you a difference here. So on this one, I have 59% increased spell damage, and you see, like on my Spark, the current DPS is 28.8. So if I switch over to this, you see that drops down pretty significantly for this level to 22.6. So I wouldn't want to switch this on. And in fact, I don't even know why I have this in my bag. It's not a good staff. I'm just going to tear it apart right now. And if I actually wanted to add more to this, I could just come down and improve that. +1 level to all cold skills. Doesn't help us tremendously, but we are using Frostbound. So you see that while my other spells are still level 3, that is a +1, so it's a level 4. That's it.
Hello.
Oh, let's disenchant this. And then see, does she have some better flask form? Now, on the flask, I would rather have the consume charges. So, sorry about that. So, what I mean by that is you see both of these are 10 of 65, right? If I see one that's like 8 of 90 or 10 of 110, that's the one I'm going with, even if it's a little bit less. 73 mana, not a big difference, but you see the charges. 10 of 77 instead of 10 of 65. That will give me a whole extra charge. 10 of 65, 10 of 80, even better. So 73, 70, 10 of 80, and 10 of 77. So it's kind of a wash, but I'm going to pick this one up.
May it keep you fighting fit.
When you first start in the game, you might not have the gold to buy these. That's alright. You will find gold relatively quickly. Again, that's 8 of 60. That's a much bigger improvement. But it drops me down to 50 instead of 90. And 50. So yeah, I wouldn't pick those up. And that's what I'm currently carrying. So all I'm going to do is put this flask on. Sell it back to her. Oh, and I have to check. So she does have this. 6 life. 20% increased mana. And I'm looking plus to all spells. That's what I'm looking for. So nothing I really want. But it really does pay to check these every time. Okay?
Bye.
So now I'm going to refill my flask there. And you see now my mana flask went from 6 charges to 8. Big, big, big stuff. Another thing you will find before I go back, and I don't have a lot on here, but you will find rare items, and some of them are really good. Some of them are really good. If you find them, see if it meets what you need, and use those things. This is a nice belt. That level 24, so I'm going to go ahead and put that belt on. Again, I don't have a lot, but anything that can help out a baby sorceress you might want to use. 30% mana regeneration rate, 50% maximum mana, or plus 50 to maximum mana. 52% increased mana regeneration rate, and gain 4% of maximum mana's extra maximum energy shield. Guys, so I do recommend, if you buy tabs, buy this unique tab so you can store your uniques. I usually sell them, Recently, I picked up the unique tab and said, you know what, I'm going to start saving these just because I do level a lot. I do like playing a lot of different characters and leveling them up. So why not keep these for them to give them a good start in the beginning of the game? By Act 3, 4, by Act 3, you're probably gonna replace most of these things unless you find a really good one that really helps you through the end game. Most of them you're just gonna put back in this stash tab. So again, most of them have level requirements. So no good rings for me because you see, again, I don't do attacks. I cast spells. Whoop. Wand, level 46, level 46, yeah. Don't care about maces. Staff, maybe. Level 72. That's the only staff I have saved in here. Don't care about quivers. Belt I just put on. Gloves. I do have some really nice gloves. I think my other characters may be using them. My witch might have a pair on. Boots. That would be a big upgrade for me right now. Plus 30 to maximum energy shield. 24% reduced energy shield recharge rate hurts. But 100% faster start of energy shield recharge, 10% movement speed, and 6 to intelligence with a 44. Now, I thought I do. Yeah, that's the one I'll put on. Body armor. Most of the body armors I've found that are uniques, honestly, give you some really good stat improvements, but they usually come with some pretty big deficits, which I don't like. But again, you have scenarios where some of these uniques are really good for your character, depending on what you're playing. And again, I sold almost everything I found before I bought this stash tab. That might, when I reach level 16, see, this one's probably already, yeah, this is more of a witch thing. But for now, that's a pretty nice improvement. So let's just go ahead and stop talking and go back to the tree so we can free him in Grellwood. Call Una back. She's going to start fretting. We got to put those 3 nails we just got into the tree.
Now the others. Let's see what power the old clans wield.
And I'm not a big lore guy, so honestly, I don't know anything about the lore, but I think Una's like a druid or something. I don't know. She seems like a nature lover. So now we're going to go back to town. This seems like this could have been worked out better. Like, she could have given us the quest back at the tree. Just saying. So now we got to go back to where we just came from to go to the dungeon. But since we already got Grim Tangle's waypoint earlier, we're just going to go to the Grim Tangle. We'll call her. Again, I think this whole thing could have been done better. Really? There we go.
If the face. The old magic still thrives.
Oh, and earlier I was talking to you about your resistances. These will max out your fire, your cold, and your lightning. They'll max out at 75%. You definitely want to have them maxed out. On Act 1, you're going to really focus on your cold. Try to get that as close to 75% as you can to find the count. And then in Act 2, you're going to focus on lightning. And hopefully by the end of Act 3, you're going to have all three of these nearly maxed out, and you'll have to find some gear to start adding to your chaos resistance. Quite honestly, I think most people ignore that for the most part. But if you can get some added chaos resistance, it does help. This place has a ton of poison. So we're just going to walk around with our lightning bolt, blast everything to smithereens. Our spark. I mean, if you're hurting for cash, if you're just starting out, picking up small items like rings and stuff could help you start building up that cash. They don't take up much bag space, and you could take them back and sell them to the vendor. Now, they don't tell you how much they sell for. I think that could be another tooltip. Hey, here's the value of this thing. The like quality of life things like that, I think is something I wish grinding gear would add more to the game. Much like, hey, here's how to play, right? Here's a tutorial. Here's what you're actually trying to do. You can figure it all out. We all do, but oh, I think I just answered my question. Remember earlier where my spark caused everything to freeze? I just realized what it is, I think. So I think I picked up that shiny thing, forget what they're called, from the ground, and it empowered my spark and made those guys freeze and blow up. I think that's it. I think that's the answer.
I can't do that yet.
I can't do that yet. Now, I did tell myself I was supposed to try to speed that up, and then I got talking about other things and forgot all about it back in town. So remind me when I go back to town, try to see if there's a skill gem or a support skill that I can put in there to speed that up. I think there is. I'm just wandering around. Looking for boys to kill, blow up. And look at my mana. I'm holding it down. No issues with my mana right now. Now, some of that is the unique gear I put on. Did have that really big mana regeneration rate. And the other thing is I'm putting points in my mana regeneration rate. Now, you don't have to. A lot of people in the beginning put all their points into damage. And that's fine. But I do find it easier sometimes with a squishy character. A character that just doesn't have evasion, doesn't have armor. They're relying on energy shield. And you may not find really good energy shield gear. It does help to have these small things taken care of, because they will become very big things if you don't. And trust me, it is nice to be able to hold down a spell and cast it without any worry. That is a big, big bonus to the game. If you're wondering why I'm keep laying that spell down, again, I am using my PlayStation joystick, and when I'm out of combat, that is the same button I use to interact with gear, with boxes and things. Oh, here's the boss. Okay. 2 points of interest here. The boss.
This was once a man? I can't do that yet.
Come here, you. Again, stay moving. My frost bomb interrupted him there.
I can't do that yet.
And he's done.
The
So,
elements will
not bad.
take you now, druid.
Now, here's that support gem I needed. And before I forget again, because I'm getting old, my memory isn't as good as it used to be, I'm going to go over and look at my frostbomb. Rapid casting, no, don't want rapid casting. It's right here, short fuse. That's what we're going to put on. So I need to put on a level 2 support gem. We might be able to use them already. I forget what level you can use those. And I do have some in my bags. So short fuse is the one I want to put on. And for now, might as well go ahead and put in magnified area. So when we do get back to town, I will definitely be looking at that. Now, we have two main points of interest. What I was saying before is poison, man. Poison, poison, poison. That almost got me. Our 2 points of interest were the boss and then the exit into the next zone. Skill gem level 3. We've already put all those on now. Evasion. And 2 more of these and we'll get to run the temple. I'm hoping they keep the temple as part of the game on the next expansion and it doesn't fall off and kind of become a dead issue. Because I enjoyed it. I think it's fun. But honestly, most of the expansions that we've seen on Path of Exile 2, after that expansion and we go into the next expansion, they kind of just die. One of them was Wisp. You follow the Wisp around and they empower an elite on the map and you're hunting them. They introduce that with the Huntress character. It's pointless now. The Wisps really give you nothing. I don't see a point in it at all, but it's still kind of in the game. Because the Wisps are on almost every damn map after you get to the hunting grounds. My favorite was getting rifts and fighting the demons that came up from the rifts. That is basically a dead issue now, which is sad because I really liked it. Yeah, that empowered that's what did it. That empowered my spark with frost.
Not yet.
Again, I forgot that was a thing. It's been so long since I played this. He's a tough little guy. Exalted Orb, we will take that. Don't care about a smithing hammer. And nothing good on either one of those. But we'll definitely take an Exalted Orb for free. And we will go ahead and put in 25% increased mana regen. Again, it doesn't feel like we need it at all right now. But we're going to come over here. Have to decide which direction I'm going to go. And I don't carry minions, so that doesn't give me a huge help. Might be a reason to pick up those 2 minions, though, right? Because, geez, 40% increased spell damage if one of your minions has died recently. If you put on something like Sacrificial Lamb on those minions you're not even really using, but it gives you 40% increased spell damage, that might be a gimmick to play. But I'll probably come up here into my ailments because everything we do is going to put ailments on everybody. And then I'll have to decide here. I'll probably just come right up the middle. So I'll come over here, 20% increased spell damage. Now I could come up the middle, so if I come here for that 20% increased spell damage, which is very nice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Those are nice too. And I 6, 7, 8, and then come up here for the ailments. If I really wanted to get there quicker, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then start putting in. So it depends. 20% elemental damage is nice. Everything we do is elemental damage. Everything we do. And it might be nice to pick up, since up to this point we've put all of our points into defense. That'd be a nice switch to offense on that. Just thinking. Not sure what I'm going to do yet. I'll give it more thought as I move through. Now, I will say, I really don't, anything that I'm doing, I'm just doing what makes common sense to me. I do not recommend you use my build as a build plan, because it is not one. I haven't planned this out at all. I just kind of said that, right? But I also, if you're looking, so if you don't have much time to play and really figure this stuff out, by all means, look up the guys that build those epic builds. They do a great job of them, and if you use one of their builds, you're almost guaranteed to have a build that'll get you all the way to the end game. Recommend them highly. They do a really great job. But if you have time to play, you really don't need one of those builds. You really don't. You can actually, in my chat just disconnected, I'm checking it. Everything looks like it's working right, so okay, I'm going to go back. If you have time to play, every build I've made gets me through level 15 maps easily. It's not that big of a deal. Now, when we had cruel mode, that was not the case. You had to have a great build. Cruel mode was cruel. They weren't playing, but it was also extremely fun. One of the things I've been talking about lately is bring cruel mode back. I know I'm not going to make any friends saying that, but I would love them to make it an option in the game. I would love them to say, hey, we know this is too hard for most people to have fun, but if you want to do it, you have the option. Like, say you finish all the acts are all complete, and you have the option, I can go to the end game, or I can redo every zone in cruel mode. I bet you so many people would choose cruel mode, because especially if they offer like an incentive, like they say, hey, if you actually complete cruel mode acts 1 through 5, 1 through 6, whatever it is, we will give you a free set of gear, so anyone that sees you knows you went through cruel mode. I bet you the majority of people would at least do it on their favorite class. And this guy's tough, like no joke tough. Wow, that guy was really tough. Got a Regal Orb. Take those and look at them. Now, one more of these, and we get to run the temple together for the first time on this character. Get a free ring out of the sarcophagus, see what we get. Now, I don't want to talk to you. I want to hit the sarcophagus. Gold. Muzzle.
Rest well.
Anyway, when we did have Cruel, it was hard. Yeah, that was a good experience. It was a lot of fun. And when you made it through that, man, it was a feeling of accomplishment. And I hate it when hard games become too easy. And they're very quickly, like I said earlier, they're tuning something. They're either tuning us to make us much more powerful, or they're down tuning the game to make it much more easier, and I don't know which one it is. But bosses like the Count used to be extremely hard. Like, he was what I like to call a gatekeeper. If you were not ready to go to Act 2, you were not getting by the Count. It was that simple. Unless you were an extremely talented player with, like, nerves of steel, that guy was not going to let you through. And I fought him twice in the last week with my Mercenary. Mercenary is a different story. To me, it's the most powerful class in the game. And he smoked through him, and I said, okay, well, that's normal for the Mercenary. And then I played him, I think yesterday or the day before, on my Witch. And my Witch was not really greatly geared. And it was an extremely, extremely easy fight. He called his wolves once, and then he died a very humble death. So something definitely happened with the bosses. Either we were getting better as players, they either bumped up our damage as players, or they did something to make the bosses easier. And I don't know what it is, but it's very noticeable. So, if you're watching this and you haven't tried POE 2 because you've heard it is so difficult, don't let that hold you back, because it really isn't that difficult anymore. It really isn't. I wish it was, but it's not. Now, there are bosses that do give everyone a pain in the butt, and still, I think the, forget what she's called, but the queen at the end of, or whatever she is at the end of Act 3, she can be a pain in your butt, no matter what. But even she is much easier than she used to be. Or maybe it's a little bit of all three of what I just said, right? Maybe. Maybe we're getting better because we've been playing it since 2024 now. The bosses are getting a little easier, and maybe we're a little bit more powerful too with the revamping of the spells and everything. I don't know. And maybe I'm just overthinking. Now, and you know, it's also the fact that if you're trying to get a bunch of players into the game, maybe Acts 1, 2, and 3 should be a lot easier. Maybe. Maybe that's the right way to look at it. Maybe you don't want to make your beginning acts so difficult that it's unfriendly to players who haven't played your game before. I can understand that. Now, I was not a POE 1 player, so when I started playing POE 2, I didn't really have a lot of the knowledge base a lot of these folks have. And I mean, there are some good players. I was playing MMOs at the time, and so really came into this game just because my daughter was talking about it. And I did try POE 1, shoot, I don't know, decade and a half ago. And to be honest, when I played that for like 2 days, I was like, this game is horrible. I hated it. I thought it was clunky and stupid. Gave no explanation for what you were supposed to be doing. And so I very quickly just walked away from the game and never thought about it again. But there's guys that know all the lore. They know everything about this game. They've got a decade or two of experience with it, with POE 1. And I like watching their content. There's a few of them. I have such a hard time remembering names, but one of them I really like is Talkative Try. The guy is really good. He knows so much about the lore. I learn something every time I watch one of his videos. He does seem to have, even though he says he doesn't, he does seem to have an in with grinding gear. I've seen him interview like the president of the company on his webcam, on his stream. So really a wealth of knowledge there. So I highly recommend him. I think what he does is really great. I know I saw Asmon playing POE 2. I'm not sure if he still is. He seems to bounce around with a lot of different games. So he was playing POE 2, and that was fun to watch too. Given his unique personality and his input to other people that were playing the game is always fun to watch. But yeah, you'll have no shortage. There are so many great guys out there talking about the game. If you're really interested, I'm going to take that to look at it. There's plenty of guys out there talking about the game that give really good content, really good ideas, really good builds, guides. So again, I really want this game to take off. I was a little surprised because since December 24, I've been playing this game nonstop, and I thought it was very popular. But I was streaming on Twitch for a few days. I'm still trying to decide, do I want to stream on Twitch or YouTube? Brand new to streaming. It's just something I've always wanted to try. And the number one question I get is, what is that game you're playing? And people have never even heard of it. I think all of us are in our little bubble, assuming it's much more popular than what it is. But that's the main question I get from people coming into my room and chatting, is what is that game you're playing? And it's a great game. It really is. So I'm hoping it does become more popular. Oh, the boss already. Oh, and you know what? I found the treasure room, so really the next step is the boss. Let's see how squishy I am. Got 8 mana, 6 life less.
Your soul will join my steeple of death. Your meaningless life ends now. Soul is life.
Again, I'm just cycling between my 3 spells. Staying moving. When that thing launches, get behind them. They got me there because they double teamed me. It's alright. Get behind them, don't stay in front of them. I almost let them double team me again. Oh. Now what happened there is his little minion came out. And I got hit by my own spell. So his minion will reflect your spell back to you. And so I almost messed myself up there. So we got through it, but that was a very close, almost big mess up. 10 of 70, don't care, rope cuffs, don't care, nothing. Okay. So we've already picked up the other waypoint as we were walking through here. So this is why I pick up waypoints as soon as I find them. So now we're going to go to the consort and hope I don't mess this fight up like I did that one. I do have a level 1 support gem. And it might behoove me to put on Fortress. So I did. I'll put on Fortress for the boss. And this is what Fortress looks like. Love that on the boss it goes into a circle around them, so you can then walk around that boss. And every spark that goes through there, blast them in the face. Now that's one of the guys I was talking about. When he walks with his shield, every attack you send his way reflects back at you. Like, watch, bam bam, that just hit me. So you wait till he's close enough, move around his hip, and mow him down. Definitely not one as a spellcaster. You want to send attacks across the screen because your spells are a lot more powerful than his. See? Bam bam. And so your spells will kill you. I've done that multiple times. It's not funny. Even though I can laugh now, it wasn't funny at the time. Another one. Gonna hold off on my spells. And he's an elite. Dodge out of the way. I think he, oh, must have been that frost bomb maybe? I got a guy behind me attacking me, I think. I'm gonna go back up here and see what was attacking me. Open these. Okay. I thought something was attacking me from behind. And I did not think it was very nice. So, again, the Fortress, you may not want to pick it up because it is a 40% reduction in the ring itself, in the fire. But you're getting almost all your damage from that through the spark going through the Fortress. So in my opinion, it's totally fine to pick up. And yes, these empowered sparks are, I don't know how many, I want to say 10 times more powerful. I have no idea how much more powerful they are, but it's significant. I just didn't want to give you a number and then be totally wrong, which I am. Another elite. I'm gonna let my energy shield recharge a little bit. Oh, I got them both. When you're playing an energy shield build, which I'm trying to build here, your energy shield is your armor. It is your life. So getting a habit, especially in these early levels, pay attention to it. Must be the next one down. It is. Okay. Open these guys. Empowered sparks blowing them up. And I'm not a pro gamer, I'm just not. I've been playing since the early 80s on games, but I do it for fun. And so you know, I think most of the really good professional gamers skip by all the little jars and things that you can open. I open them all. Don't see what I can find. When I first started playing this game, I was playing it more like an MMO, to be honest. And so I was like, man, I want to get as much gold as I can get. And you don't need gold for a lot of stuff in this game. It's empower the smart. It's basically so you can respec. Alright. And there's a few things you can do with gold, but it's really not important. In this game, the currency are the orbs that you see me picking up. The Orb of Transmutation, Augmentation, Regal, Exalted, and there's other orbs too that you're going to find that are over those. But that's your currency. When you go to like the player's market and you're buying gear from people, that currency is what people want. That's what they sell their things for. And that is another reason you need gold. The game itself will charge you gold for each one of those purchases you make on the player's market. So that is a thing. Now we should, right here, we're gonna run the temple for the first time. So here come the rooms. Now what I'm gonna do is, alright, first of all, let's look at my gear. I got a gold piece with 5, so I can improve that. A couple of blue pieces. A blue piece here. So I definitely am going in here with things that I can improve, which is really good. Because one of the, especially in this early stage where you're in the current day, and don't worry, this will make sense to you later on, but it teaches you how to actually improve your gear. And I don't think it does a great job of teaching you really the crafting of the game, but it does actually introduce you to it, which is better than nothing. And I like building up if I can. I don't want to go this way, but I'll just put it there for shits and giggles. Come on, let me put that in. There we go. I like keeping most of my rooms towards the bottom, and then I'll just build the road up. Just what I do. Not sure if that's the way you should do it, but every time you go into a temple, it deletes rooms that are connected to the roads going up. So, but if you don't have those rooms connected to a road, it doesn't delete the road. So you can build that road up towards the bosses. Now, you won't be able to fight the bosses until you get, I think it's Act 3 or 4. And actually get this temple into the past. So we're going to time travel into the past in this temple. It's going to be, instead of a ruin that it is now, it's going to be nice and fancy and brand new. And that's when you're going to be able to fight the architect and eventually get to the final boss. But the final boss is pretty difficult, so there's no real rush to get there right away. Once you get your gear, then you start worrying about that. Now, the reason I was looking at my gear, hopefully I'll be able to show you here. Yeah, I forgot that even happened, that the Frost Bomb could empower your spark with frost. Forgot that it was a thing, if I ever knew that. Looking for a workbench. Maybe there's none in this room. There isn't. That's a letdown. So I like clearing left, and then I'll go all the way clear right, and then I'll go up. Just to keep my sanity. Because again, guys, I'm getting old. Want to keep my sanity. treasure room. Free gold. I like it. And you usually get some orbs inside this little part over here. There'll be some chests. This one only has 3 chests, but we'll take it. Crossbow, no, I want orbs. Orb of Aug. Give me a good one. Augmentation. Okay, so no good orbs. That's fine. First time running it. We'll take it. Chest with a little bit of gold. Okay. Man, I'm not getting any the workbenches. Is this a boss over here? A mini boss? A mini boss here can kill you. As you improve your I call it the temple, as you improve this over and over, some of the bosses do get really, really tough. And if you're not ready for it, you can wake up dead, which is never fun. And there was a thing where you saw the boss I fought earlier on the little ring circle thing. Man, there was a couple of those that popped up early. I mean, real early in the game. I think they downgraded them. Because I'm talking in like the 3rd area in the forest, into Grailwood, that were almost impossible to beat. And if you went into it thinking, oh, this is just a normal little mini boss, he would smash you in the face and you would die. But I think they quickly downgraded that and said, well, we didn't actually mean for those to be that difficult. He hit me right in the face. That wasn't nice. Okay, here's a workbench, finally. Sometimes you get a ton of them, sometimes you don't. So since this is exalted, really I have 2 choices here. I can either take my 1 gold item that I have and go ahead and put a point on that, or I can actually turn a blue item that I'm wearing into a gold. So I'm going to take a second and think about that. See, this is not a great piece of gear. That is not a great piece of gear. This is decent. It's not really great. But if I went ahead and regal that. Energy shield, cold resistance, life regen. Again, not great, but I could put it in here. So right now we have energy shield, cold resistance, and life regeneration. We're going to craft that. And we get plus 16 stun threshold, bad roll, not great, but who cares? It's an added stat. And it's for free, right? Got this door up here. And I was going to say, on that ring of fire, so I like putting it around the boss. On this type of room, you can cast it, and you can stand in it, and then every spark is automatically juiced. Don't care, don't care. Don't care. No workbench. Man. When I was playing my witch yesterday, I think I was getting a lot of really, really good rolls and didn't appreciate it. And then I still have another temple room that's down here that I didn't do. Because she was getting a lot of workbenches. Empowering this spark. There's a workbench right there. Nice. The workbench is active as soon as you kill everything in the room. Alchemy. So now we can take a blue item and upgrade it. So we got a bunch of blue items. I really don't want to use it on this because it's not that great. But honestly, none of my gear is really that great right now, so it doesn't really matter. 32 energy shield. Let's see what it gives us. So it takes my energy shield to 36, 17 maximum energy shield on top of that, 15 to life, 10% to life resistances, and 1 life regeneration per second. That's not a bad piece of baby gear now. So, awesome. And that's it for the temple. So, there's a checkpoint here, so we don't have to walk back. Take the checkpoint down. And we ran the temple for the first time. Happy with that run. And it saves your progress on where you were on your dungeon or your map. So no matter how long it takes you to run the temple, you don't seem to lose your progress. So good things. And the other added benefit, XP isn't that important in this game. I love getting XP. I love clearing maps because I want to put my skill points on as quickly as I can. But those guys I was talking about running the game in like 2.5 hours, they're literally doing like the end game at like level 30. It's insane because you don't need to level to do those final areas. You do want to worry about your gear and everything like that, and realize you will not have your high level skill points. But they've proven time and time again, the zones will downgrade themselves to your current level. So you can definitely get through the game without worrying about leveling too badly. I just like putting in my points and leveling up my character. Okay.
Let me teach you the power of the Eternals, Marrakesh.
Teach me.
No escape.
Man, I'm glitching. Seems like it only happens on bosses for the most part. Now, I did pick up Orb of Storms, and you see the difference there with the orb flowing on her. Roll out of her prison. Easy fight. And I think a big difference there was me casting out Orb.
Repulsive witch, may your misdeeds be long forgotten.
Now, that was the mission. We came in here to get the 2 keys. And look, I could have empowered. Lachlan is the gatekeeper. I love gatekeepers. He can be very tough, depending on the class you're playing. Some classes you kill this guy in 30 seconds. Some classes you're kiting him around the stone. I have a strong feeling I'm going to be kiting him around this for a while, trying not to get smashed in the face by him. Whatever works for you, try to get by him without dying.
The family of Count Lachlan of Ogham. My family. This doesn't make any sense. They're dead.
He's going to make him pay and make him suffer.
Bastard Eternals. I must make them pay. I must make
Yep. I'm with you, Lachlan. They deserve whatever you give them. He will slow you down with his frost, and that can be quite disturbing. And he will smash you in the face with that. And with that. And with that. And this guy can, like, not really one-shot you, but he can two-shot you, like he almost did me there. Oh, that was not fun. Man, he is casting those a lot. Get out of the way. Man, didn't even see him put that frost down over there. There we go. Whew. He hit me a couple of times there that hurt a lot. So now we get the hooded one. Take that and look at it. Take that and look at it, definitely. And get the hunting grounds waypoint before you go back to town. Don't forget. You want this waypoint.
These planes go twisted.
Then we go back to town, and once we get the hooded one... Yeah, shut up, Finn. Shut up, Finn. Shut up, Finn.
Headstrong and overconfident.
The hooded one
You found
will identify all your gear for you from now on. So you can use him instead of using your scrolls of wisdom to identify the gear. Big bonus.
I don't know how it's in life. This. So if we are to
So identify items, and he identifies everything in your bag. So spell damage, 2 mana per enemy killed. 1 level to all cold spell skills, not what we want. %82 increased spell damage. Currently we have 59, but we do have the level 1 to cold spells. Not a big deal for us. So what I'll do is I'm going to look at Spark and Flame Wall. Spark is at 32.7. If I swap this out, 37. So I did get an increase. Not a huge increase, but big enough. So I'm definitely going to swap that over. I would say don't get really attached to any of your gear at this level, because you're going to replace it really quickly. You're probably not going to have it on for very long. Now, right about now is when I do have to start thinking about really improving my gems with support skills. And you don't have to go crazy with it, but you know, we're only a few levels away from the count. And he is a lot more difficult still. Even though I was saying he's easier, he's still a lot more difficult than all the bosses we've faced up to this point. And what I'm looking for here is plus to spells. Always check if you come across one, your life is going to be much, much easier. And at plus the spells usually outweighs almost everything when you're a caster. 10 of 88. Yeah, that's an increase. 130, 131, 10 of 88, 10 of 89. 44% increase amount recovered. 26% increased charges. That's almost a push. Man, that's a push.
it brings you good fortune.
And no life less. Okay. And then check Renly, see what he has for sale. So again, if you're brand new to the game, by now this is making sense, right? We're looking for bigger energy shields. We're going to start looking for spell damage. We're going to start looking for cold resistance, because you will want that for the count. And if you have a piece that does give you increased spells, take it, even if it doesn't seem like that big of a deal. Now, I do need a ring. Did she have a ring? Nope. She will sell jewelry as well, so just keep that in mind.
Goodbye.
See if I can take any of this stuff apart. I don't want to read it. I can. So, bam, bam, bam. And then I'll disenchant and sell the rest of it.
Yes.
Yeah, this. Oh, I can put that ring on. Disenchant that. Disenchant that. Mana and accuracy. And again, with this low level gear, I don't want to really put a lot into it. I just want to put it on.
Sorry, I was.
And unless you find a great ring, like if you find a necklace that gives you spirit, yeah, level that up to gold. Makes total sense to do that because
It's
things like that are pretty rare and expensive. You get one that gives plus to spells, yes, put some effort into that. Just makes common sense. Now, and then check, do I have any level, I have, yeah, some level 4. Can I put on 4s? I can. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And my next big one is level 14 for my Frostbolt. Okay, so pick up, I think I have more level 4s. These are ones that my witch picked up yesterday. I'm just going to use these. Oh, and yeah, if you're new, your stash is shared. Oh, that's a spirit gem. No? Oh, it's a level 6. Yeah. Your stash is shared by all of your characters. So, if, for instance, you're playing a hunter and you find an amazing staff that you can't use, if it's like a +6, +5, whatever to spells, you can put that in your stash for another character that you may make. So, like if you're making a witch or if you're making a plant-based druid, or if you're playing a sorceress, you could have that in your stash for them. So, refill our pots, and we are now ready to go back to the hunting grounds. Now, in the hunting grounds, you have your 3 points of interest. Try to find your circle 2 if you're interested in running the temple. But Crowbell will give you see the little plus on his skull? His skull. He will give you 2 points for your skill tree. So it really makes sense to find these things. The ritual altar, you're going to get a quest from Finn, and he's going to ask you to come over here to Freythorn. So the way I normally do it is I clear the hunting grounds, then I come to Ogum, and I get Una's hut, because Una's hut will give me 2 points as well. So that's 4 points extra for free for our skill tree. And then I'll come over to Freythorn and pick that up, because then I'll get my first spirit gem and be able to actually start running the spirit gem, which is just a bonus spell that helps you out depending on which way you're going to play. This is the stupid wisp I was talking about.
Ready? Go on then. Try and keep up. Don't lose sight of it.
I really don't care at all about the wisp, but let's go ahead and follow the stupid wisp.
Spin it, guide us.
And what it's going to do, it just did to this elite, is it's going to juice that elite and make him much more powerful. Which sounds really cool, because you're thinking, oh wow, what good thing am I going to get from this? It really doesn't give you anything extra. I don't know of anyone who's
Aye. If you
does
get
all the wisps to get anything. Like, that's the quest. It's stupid. When I first did this, I got excited because I was like, man, what if you do like 10 of these and then you get a free pet or something? If there's something like that, I don't know what it is because I've never seen it. So if I'm wrong about that and I'm missing something, let me know. But quite honestly, I just think it's worthless. Pick up my orb and then start looking for my points of interest here. That's funny, I was firing those into the wall. It's a weird thing. And of course, these are all going to space themselves up perfectly, so I don't get any big crowds. I want big crowds. Let me kill them all at one time. So what I like finding first is Cowbell to get my 2 points. But they flip the maps around on you every time, so for an old fellow like me, it makes it very difficult to even remember where the heck I'm at. So what I say every time is, when I'm looking for something, it will be the last thing I find. Every map. Put my point in. Now, I have decided I'm going to come up here for my elemental damage. It's going to take me a little bit longer to get to where I want to be. I'm fine with that. Freeze buildup would be nice too. The elemental infusion pickups might be nice too, but I'm just going to come right up the middle. Again, don't follow my build. I'm not sure if it's right or if it's even recommended by anyone else that plays the game. Probably tell you it's probably not. Now that shield is slowing me down. My cast time, my movement speed, everything. But that was one of our 3 points of interest. So he's done now. And I can show you, if we look at the map now, you'll see the Dryadic Ritual is now wiped out. Because we just killed him. This point is going to lead us to Freythorn. Go ahead and pick it up. Pick up your waypoint. That way, later on, if you're out of this zone for more than 15 minutes, you don't have to find this again. Always pick up your waypoints. So now we can just port to that from town or anywhere else we're at. And sometimes these hills are a pain in the ass. These little bugs are a pain in the ass. They will Orb of Storms, man, I definitely underestimated how great it is. The little bugs will fire poison at you here, which are not fun. Poison is a bane of most of us. Okay, Algum, I'm going to pick up the waypoint and then come right back. Again, when I'm done with the farmland, I will come back here and get Una's heart, or loot, or whatever it is. That way I can get those 2 points for turning that into it. But in the meantime, man, I'm getting so excited about what we're going to get with an expansion. Feel like a child before Christmas. I'm hoping everyone is wrong. I really hope that we do get a new, at least one new class. And again, I don't know if we will or not, but most people seem to think we won't. because all the videos, I'm real close to Cabo, all the videos we're seeing right now are only talking about the end game, and so it looks like we are getting the whole end game rework, and that's really needed, definitely needed. As I said earlier, I hate the end game.
I will release you of your pain.
But I want a class.
Here, creature.
Yeah, get back here, creature. I really want a new class. Now, with that being said, there is plenty of content to play. Especially, I'm not sure if a league will start right away. But we do have plenty of classes, and if you're like me and you spent all last league playing a druid, which I pretty much did, then you could pick one of the other classes and have fun playing that. Mowed him down.
Corruption spreads like wildfire. No creature
2
is safe.
points right here. So we would just continue pumping this up where my plan was. 3% to all elemental resistances. Who cares? But 20% increase elemental damage. Thank you. Everything we do is elemental damage. So that was nice. Okay. Now we do need to find the summoning circle. Oh, and I forgot about this circle. Exalted Orb. Nice. I was kind of stuck there for a second. The big monkeys do hit hard. And right now all I'm doing is laying out all my AoE. Letting all this support my spark. Come on, boys. Walk into my nightmare. Look at that. Hate these bugs. Man, I hate those bugs. Glacial Rune, take that.
Victory is mine.
Because that is plus 10 to cold resistance, and I'll need that for the count. I stopped moving for a second. You saw what happened there. I looked down at my screen and stopped moving, and they all punched me in the face. So right now the game we're basically playing is Empower the Spark. All three of these things I got up right now. Empower my Spark. And so it's all about that. And I have a strong feeling it's going to be all about that until I get to like level 80 or something. I mean, it's just Spark is going to be my mainstay. Would you die? Why was he so tough? Like, he didn't care at all. Now, the free points that you get are invaluable. They make life so much easier. Ooh. Hey, see that little guy hiding there? Here it is. Why do these guys look so fancy?
Die forgotten.
I wanted to pick up that empowerment over there, and I...
This is no lost man effigy. The boy is from these parts. I should ask him of this.
No, we're going to call Finn after we do this. So irritating. Finn, I hate Finn. Stay out of the purple stuff. Level 4 skill gem. Nice. Oh, Finn, he's going to tell us to go kill his friends, and we will. Now, that's it for the zone. We can either clear the zone, or we can just go right to the farmland. We've cleared most of the zone already. So, where's my portal for the farmland? That's not it. Farmlands. So let's go into the farmlands. We really want Una's... No. Like I said before, I'm looking for Una's lute, or whatever it is, her musical instrument. Because this is where she's from, and when she ran away, she left her treasured lute behind, and she wants to sing again. Cool. But it is always the very last thing I find in this zone. Hey, what are you doing chasing me? Stupid dog.
I can't see that yet.
Robust rune. Runes are dropping a lot more than they used to. I've been talking about that for days, wondering if they beefed up the drop rate for runes, because I'm seeing them everywhere, and honestly, I didn't used to. I know it's not over here, but I just like clearing the zone. Because since this will be the last thing I find in this zone, I want to know, have I been there yet? That hurt. Yeah, that guy... Man. Man, I do not like this positioning right now. God, that position made him a lot harder than he needed to be. Swear that gate was deflecting most of my attacks. Is that going to empower me too? I think it did. Empowering the spark. So what's this all about? I think over here is towards Luna's thing. Yeah, love me some empowered spark. Ooh, nice. I haven't seen this boss. He looks like a guy from Act 2. Wow, this guy's a nice little fight, huh? Very nice. Take that, guys. Alright, staff we'll definitely look at. Energy shield we'll look at. And another staff we'll look at. Very nice. 42 energy shield. Level 14 staff. And again, all I'm looking for, I mean, the 76% is spell damage is nice, but what I'm really looking for is the plus the spells. That would make me very, very happy. Now, I came down here because they pulled me, but I think Luna's hut is over here. I could be wrong. I guess I am wrong. Ah, here it is. So I'm still not done with this zone, but my points are important enough for me that I'm going to go right back, go to Una.
You found, I think I should.
Give her her guitar, and I get my 2 points, which is very nice. I'm going to go Int. I will probably go Dex and Strength, and it doesn't seem like you would want to, but when you put in support skill gems, some of them are requiring a certain amount of Strength, some of them require a certain amount of Dex. And so the easiest way to make sure you get that is to go ahead and put some of those in as you're moving across your skill tree. We have the hooded one now, so I didn't really need to identify that stuff out in the field, but I did. Yep, so I've already identified them. I do have a couple of those I can take apart. Take those apart, disenchant 2 more.
Sorry.
So this one, check her for stuff. And after a while, you'll think, man, this is worthless. Why am I checking?
Be careful.
Because you'll find good stuff. You really will. And when you do, you'll be like, yes, I knew it was worth it. We're just creating some room in our bags. Man, oh, do I have a level 2? That's what I was talking about. Level 3, level 2. I'd really like that frost bomb to go off faster. Short fuse. 40% less detonation time, pull effect. And what about Orb of Storms? Supporter skills can chain 1 time. Supporter skills 30% less damage. Overabundance. Supporter skills have +1 to limit. I will take that. So +1 to limit's really nice. So now I can put down 2 of those. Now we'll go back and complete the farmlands. And there's one little mini boss here, and then the exit. So Orb of Storms, I can now put down 2 of them. Very nice. And that's gonna be a big difference for me. And you can see just with the orbs, I can almost just put down Orb of Storms on these guys. Now the orb also empowers you if it drops the spark. So theoretically, the more times you drop them, the more chances you are to get empowered. Not a bad thing. So, and I'm gonna go Dex, and then this will be Strength, and then I'll come up. See, empowering those for me. Now, I told you earlier, I'm not a pro gamer. I'm not spending any time to work out the absolute best way to play this game. That wouldn't be fun for me. I appreciate the guys that do. So, if you think I'm doing something wrong, go ahead and tell me. I won't take it personally, I swear. Man, I'm becoming a fan. Again, I haven't played this in so long, but I'm becoming a fan of Orb of Storms really, really fast. Really fast, I'm becoming a fan of the orb. To the point that I'm not laying down my frost bomb anymore. I should lay down frost bomb right now just to see how much faster that 40% is. Much faster. I like that a lot. Alright, so we're going to go back here and go down. I think that mini boss is down this way, and he will lead us. Hey. He will lead us directly to the exit. I can almost just hold Spark down and walk. You see, I'm holding down Spark. Those points we wouldn't put into mana regen, it's not even moving. My mana is just holding solid, which is very nice. Very, very nice. Dang, I think I'm going the right way. Maybe not. These zones are so big, I often forget how big they are. I'm glad I put that buff into the frost bomb. Hey, what are you doing over here? Moving through, moving through. guy hits hard. He took my whole energy shield with one little swipe of his sword. Did not expect that. Now those added spells that I'm putting down, they do good damage, but more importantly, they empower my spark. And that empowered spark, every one of these empowers that spark, and that's what we're looking for. May not be the case later on, but right now at this level, empowered spark kind of trumps everything else for me. Such a big difference. Oh, I didn't want to pick that up. But see that right there that I cannot pick up because I'm already juiced with the other one, is what really puts that spark over the limit. And I'm just trying to find the exit right now. Find the little mini boss and the exit at the same time. And sometimes there are, I forget what they're called. The essences, the thing that gives you the essence is over here. Got 16 seconds on my empowerment. The exit is right behind me there. Very good, Lord. We'll take that. 150 life, but it's only 10 of a 70. Okay. I'm going to pick up this waypoint so I don't have to walk back again.
I cannot control this much flame.
And we'll do the village here after we get done with Freythorn. Normally, what am I doing wrong? Normally, the mini boss is like right here. That's weird. Don't get anything from him, but he's there. He must die. Alright, here it is. This is the mini boss. Level 4 skill gem. Okay. So he's dead now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to port back, empty my bags, and then go to Freythorn.
The village is you must be.
Stop telling me what to do all the time. So, I mean, yeah, we're definitely. Oh, we'll put that on. Not great, but whatever.
Hello.
Just the same one as last time. Yeah, I don't think these have changed. Okay. Refill at the well. And then we are going to go to Freythorn to get our spirit gem. And after we do that, we'll go to the village, and then the manor ramparts, and then the manor itself, and we'll be in Act 2. My OCD won't let me pick that waypoint back up, or if pass it by, I have to do it. Stay out of the purple stuff. pro tip. I'm definitely not hitting as hard as I was, so I think it's probably time to upgrade my gems. Got Empowered Frost for 16 seconds.
You will burn.
Empowered Lightning. What are you doing over here, boy? And again, if you're new, you're going to find 3 different altars in here. And then you're going to beat the boss at an altar in a like 3-tier fight. So this one's going to strength, thinking ahead for the next level or 2. Then we're going to come up, and then we'll basically look at the skill tree and decide if I'm going to go offense or defense. And a lot of that's going to depend on the gear I'm finding. How good my spells are hitting, how the damage is going. And I try to not overthink it. Because since you have the hooded one, he does identify your gear, but he also lets you respec. So now that we have him, we can experiment with our skill tree. We can put points in, and if we decide we want to change them, we just pay him some gold and respec. Not a big deal. Man, that empowered spark is nice. Makes me smile. Nothing. Man, I am having so much fun the last couple of days playing these characters or classes I haven't played in so long. I may pick one of these. If we don't get a new class in the expansion, I may do something like Sorceress or Witch. Another support gem. Nice. Withered one we would definitely look at. We'll take it apart at the bench. That was nice. There, I blowed you up. Have I even found one summoning circle yet? I don't think I have. It's like the longest time ever to find a summoning circle. What are you doing? Let me get this. This is weird. I should have found at least one summoning circle by now. A little late. Die forgotten. And you probably noticed me looking at a lot of staves. I'm really looking for that plus the spells. Summoning circle. Alright. Make sure we have the checkpoint. You never know. I might die. And we're going to summon a bunch of little dudes. And that calls Sven.
Beyond the void.
Please.
Might want to look at those gloves too. Man. Now, and that's the plus to spells is kind of rare, more rare than the other things. So. The best one I ever found was a +7, and in Act 4, or no, the interludes, there's a vendor that sits out in the middle of one of the interludes, and he had a +7 staff. I felt so happy, and so now I make sure that no matter what, I never skip that guy by. Now this is the final boss. Well, we might as well clear out these guys that are sitting here. Doesn't harm us to clear this out. And once we find the other summoning circles, we'll come back here and then summon the event for the boss. And like I said, it's like a 3-stage event. Gives you 30 spirit and your first spirit gem. And none of us are going to say no to free spirit. Get out of that. No, I will not be gone. That is quite upsetting. Armor scrap, nice. Empowered that spark really nicely. Blue chest, might as well see what's in it. Quarterstaff doesn't help us. And there's our last summoning circle. Before we go summon the boss. Awesome Mundo. Any guys down here that are going to run up on us? The walls close up, but
Your death comes.
Come here, dude. Let me kill you. That was nice of him to come to us. He has a good sense of humor. Alright, so here it is. Okay, now we'll do the big summon. We have 7 life flasks, 8 mana flasks. I want to try to not be silly and save my flasks for the boss. Of course, if you get hit and you need them, by all means use them so you do not die. Stay out of the purple stuff. Where's the boss? Oh, this guy's sitting over there way doing nothing. That's gonna hurt. There we go. Hate these guys that move out of my stuff all the time. Alright, so he's going to go into his last phase. So 2 phases done. Here we go with the 3rd. Done. Not perfect, but good enough.
I'll return you to the void, or wherever you hail from.
So the cold, thank you.
It doesn't matter what you take. Well, if you're just starting out, take the frost resist on that. This is what we really want. The Gem Bloom Skull. 30% of spirit. And our first spirit gem. So I have to think what I want. Normally I would take Raging Spirits, which put these little skulls that go out and kill for you off of your flame wall. It's very, very nice. Optic Armor can also be nice. But I'm going to go Raging Spirits. So we're going to slot in Raging Spirits. Takes all 30 of our spirit. And we will put some support gems on that. I don't really know what level 1 is. Fire Attunement. Support attacks gain 25% of damage as extra fire damage. And supported attacks deal 50% cold and lightning. Well, they don't do cold and lightning, so that wouldn't matter. Prolonged duration would be nice too. So I'm going to pump both of those in. Well, does it take more spirit if you do too? It does. Well, and strength. So remember how I was saying before that you needed to have a certain amount of strength, a certain amount of agility? Well, this, if I put prolonged duration on here, I need to have my strength up to 15 to do that. So that's an example of what I was talking about. We did get the Rusted Cuirass here. I think I already have that in my bags, but we'll look at it. Horn Crown, don't care. Don't care about the bow, don't care about the talisman or the wax jacket. I would like to look at the Withered Wand just to see, do we get added spells? So that was Freya Thorn. And it's taking a long time to come back over. Don't know why. What's going on? Yep. Okay. The game audio. So if you guys think the game audio is too low or too high, let me know. I have some folks that just don't want to hear it at all, and I have other folks that tell me, hey, turn it up. Identify this item. Not what we wanted, but that's alright. We can take this one apart. That doesn't give us what we wanted either. Cannot evade an enemy attack. See, that's a kind of it's a great chess piece, right? 250% of melee physical damage taken reflected to attacker. If you're running like a Thorns build, I bet you this thing is amazing. So wow, that would be really amazing. But cannot evade enemy attacks. You really don't want to evade their attacks if 250% of everything they do to you is redirected. That almost makes me want to, and there's no level requirement on this, so you could roll a level 1 warrior, and as soon as you get to town, put this thing on if you have it. That's kind of crazy. And plus 98 to maximum life too? Wow. That could be a lot of fun for like a Thorn damage build. Yep, put that right in my bag. Salvage that. Salvage that. Salvage that. Disenchant the other stuff.
Sorry.
Oh, there's something else I can disenchant. And then sell this. Now, she does have new stuff, I think. No, it looks just like what was here last time. Now, you could also check the player's market, but what I saw earlier this week was ridiculous, the prices people wanted for stuff. 10 to 70, that's a big increase.
That might save your life.
It might.
Bye.
It just might save my life. And disenchant this. Check Renly. 44 energy shield. Maximum life. Life regeneration is good. Thorns damage. I was just talking about Thorns damage. Sometimes I think they're listening. 64 energy shield. That might be something we can play with.
A fine choice.
Yeah, I thought so too. It was a fine choice. 28 energy shield. What I have is better. I think it's time for me to have a new pair of gloves. 8 evasion. I don't care about 6 energy shield. The reason I put these on was the mana increase. I got these really low, right? When you guys might have saw that. But I'm looking for some gloves with some energy shield on them. Don't think I have any. That's a little disappointing, but okay.
Tell
So
me.
let's play with this chess piece. So it's already got one improvement, 20 man, maximum man, or 20 to maximum energy shield. Okay, let's put a second one on it. 9 to intelligence. Alright. Thorns damage doesn't really help us, but okay. Not what we wanted. It does help, but it's not what we wanted. Now I'm just gonna slam this thing. Fire resistance, not really what we wanted either, and stun threshold, not what we wanted. But better than what we're wearing, so we're gonna swap it out. And then we're gonna disenchant it. And we're slowly, oh so slowly, improving a little bit. And kind of that's what happens a lot. You're just improving a little bit at a time. Oh. Now, sometimes if you improve these, it takes past the level of what you can carry. So, like right now, it's a level 5 requirement. Okay, we should be safe. Still level 5. Awesome. So we'll put this on for an added 25% to our cold resistance, because we're going to be fighting the count soon. This is a fire resistance. We don't need it for the count, so we're going to put it in our bags. There it is. And I'm not going to socket anything yet, because we might find new gear before the count, and I don't want to waste our sockets. And I don't have many frosts right now. Yeah, we have 2 plus 10 cold resistance. That's it. Now we will, in the zone we're about to go to, if you find Renly's tools, you will get a choice of a rune, and I suggest you pick the frost rune to just add another 10% to cold resistance. Right now we're still low. Cold is only at 23. I definitely wanted to get that up plus 60 before we find the count. 75% if I can. Watch the baby blood. Hey, baby blood. What is my energy shield up to? 229, still low. But when you compare that, so my life is at 250. My energy shield basically almost doubles my life if I treat the energy shield as life, right? And you should, I think.
You will burn!
Orb of alchemy.
By decree of the Count of
We'll
All,
take that orb.
your whispering and conspiring has not gone unnoticed.
Renly's tools are right here.
I hear
This might be the fastest I've ever found them.
However, your plot against me all lay dead in their tracks.
The blank rune, that's what I'm looking for.
Immediately for questioning. I alone will crush this revolt. Anyone who resists will not only be considered a criminal, but an avowed traitor.
Yeah, that sounds bad. I don't want to be an avowed traitor, do I? So that green device, the where is it? Blank rune. Yeah, the blank rune. We'll give that to Renly back in Clearfell, and he will then let us pick a rune to replace it. And pick the frost rune if you need frost resistance against the count. Another thing I should point out, see the little flying skulls? That was our spirit gem we picked up.
Victory is mine.
Now the boss in this zone, I think he's much easier than what he used to be. But he can still be troublesome, and if you mess up, he can smash you in the face really quickly. I think that's true for most of the bosses in this game. If it's your first time going against it, or if you're just not sure what to expect, you can very quickly end up dead. And that's not fun, ending up dead.
I can't do that yet.
But as I always say, the worst thing that can happen is you end up dead. And you just do it again. Not a big deal. Unless you're doing hardcore mode, and then it is a big deal because your character is gone forever and ever and ever. But if you're doing hardcore mode, it's probably not your first time playing this game. Let's be fair. Okay, we are heading through. Oh, we get. This is the first strongbox I found with this character. Very nice. So, you see on the bottom of the strongbox that it has the scroll of wisdom. You hold down X, then you put in the scroll, and if you can, it allows you to put in orbs to increase the difficulty of the box. Theoretically, you then have a greater chance to get better things from what's about to happen. So now we're going to activate it. Now we're just going to avoid big booms. I've already got hit by several big booms, so. Whoa, that was not good. What just hit? Oh, he's one of those guys I was talking about earlier. So I got two. That was my own spells killing me there.
Not yet.
Whew. See, I wasn't paying attention. And what was almost killed me there was my own spell damage. Man, I want to look at all this stuff. This is all caster gear. I want to look at all of it. So, I don't want to waste all my scrolls, so I'm going to port back to town real quick.
Space for that.
Just to look at this gear.
Greetings.
Identify those items. Come on, give me +2 to spells. Come on. Man, I got all excited because I figured one of them would have plus the spells. Now you can like pump these up and see. You could. 33 to maximum mana. And it's probably better than what I got, but level 4 freezing shards. Yeah, but it's just not worth the risk. So I'm just going to take these apart. All of these are superior. So those are good supplies. Now here, 10 to fire resistance. Cold resistance is what I'm taking.
If you find a pint out there, do bring it back.
And then put away the treasure I just found. Level 4. Did I already switch over to level 4? I did. But guess what, guys? I can now use level 5. So, do I have any level 5s over in my throwaway bag? Level 5. Level 6 over there. The bag I'm not allowed to put anything into for some reason. So, now I'm very tempted right now to pick up Frostbolt. I did pick it up. And since I don't use my weapon, it's going over here in my trigger. And then I'm just going to improve everything else I have. And I do need, so for Frostbolt, fire slow moving piercing projectile. What I'll probably do is make that come out as 3 with a little bit less damage. So I think that's a level 1. I'll pull out a level 2 and a level 3 just in case. So we'll find our Frostbolt. Multi-shot. Support skills deal 35% less damage, but they fire 2 more projectiles. Let's look. And considered casting, support skills have 15% less cast speed and deal 35% more damage. I love more damage, and so that's where we're going right now. Spark. Knife. So, I guess I should point this out too. I know I have, yep, right here. So, these Lesser Jeweler's Orbs are great because you can go to each spell and improve them. Now, that's awesome because then I was just looking at Spark and I've already got 2. I got Zenith and Pierce both in there. But now I can pump in, and you don't have to use the ones you see up on the screen right now are just the recommended. When starting out in your first couple of acts, you can go recommended. Probably in the 3rd and 4th act, you're going to start switching over to try to get the most out of your damage. I'm going to go with the considered casting on my Spark simply because it's an instant cast. So let's go back to the village and see if I notice any difference here. Okay. Yeah, I notice no difference.
Away with you.
Now we should see a little bit more damage because we just put level 5 gems on. We've gotten everything here. Always check your map just to be sure. Yes, so we've already got Renly's workshop. We got the blacksmith's chest. Now we're going to fight the execution. And by all means, if you want to complete the whole zone, complete the whole zone.
Stop. Just wait. Surely we can.
Surely. Now I probably should have killed a couple more guys to level because I'm so close.
The Marrakech do not forgive, nor do they forget. Wall of flame! Not yet.
See how quickly that empowered killed everybody? Keep your empowered skills going. That was an easy enough fight.
His suffering was short-lived. It is
Got our gem cutter. Those empowered sparks are so much better. Easy day. Now let's look at the stuff that dropped. Nothing there. Nothing there. Nothing there. And nothing there. We're going to rescue her. She'll give us a quest. Yep. Her husband just got killed, so she's very upset. Now come up here, get the waypoint, so you don't have to go through again. Now we have the waypoint. We're going to go back to the encampment, and then we're going to talk to her again. Again, this could have been done smoother. I'm not sure why she just didn't give you the quest while you're out there.
There is only enter-ness.
It could have been done way better. Now, I'm still not going to socket anything because we are going to do the ramparts first. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a break. I've been on for a while. I'm going to take a break, eat some lunch, and then I'll be back on later this afternoon to complete Act 1 and then come into Act 2. If you've watched, thank you very much. Like and subscribe, and looking forward to 3 weeks from now. We're going to get that X-Pack dropped, and I'm going to be playing a lot on the new X-Pack. So see you guys when I'm on later, and I appreciate you watching.